Coming up.
Just when you thought in the last video we made about Virginie Viard parting ways with Chanel, just when we thought that all the intel that has leaked so far was really terrible, it gets worse. Now, and honestly, how can it get any worse at this point? It can. Are you ready for this? Because when I read this, I kind of fainted. And you know what? Again, I'm going to say this again, and I'm the only one on social media saying this, and it is really so eye-opening for me to see other content creators talking about fashion not giving the proper attention and respect to this story that it deserves, and also the respect to Virginie Viard. And I'm going to say this again, and I've said this before, that woman is a true punk and a rebel, and she deserves all our respect. If it is true that she stood up to these baconators and said no and walked, that, to me, is a martyr. That's a modern day fashion martyr. What Virginie Viard did, if it's true that she did what we think she did, then she is my hero. Wait a minute, we just got new intel. Whoa, 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 what is going on here? Are you for real? Okay, this is a Super Dacob exclusive. My intel just got intel from Chanel, allegedly. Chanel is about to, and I'm reading here, and everything's alleged. So allegedly, Chanel is about to get busted. We have an update on Virginie Viard and Chanel, and her leaving Chanel, as well as Lina Nair. They're all playing a game here, are they? Why did Virginie leave? Is she guilty? Is somebody else guilty? I have made several steps and updates to this ongoing drama, and as I receive more intel, and thank you so much, you know who you are, for sharing the intel with me, and I shall protect your identity. As more intel transpires and comes out, I come here to share it with you. And it seems as though the situation is getting more and more heated the closer we get to the 25th of June, which is the date in which Chanel is going to show its haute couture collection. Now, the haute couture collection is coming up on the 25th of June. Virginie Viard has been working and has designed and created the collection. But, quick update, for those of you who are tuning in just now, Virginie Viard and Chanel parted ways just 20 days before the haute couture show. On the 5th of June of 2024, Chanel issues a statement out of the blue, around about midnight, Paris time, which is also crazy time to issue such a statement, saying Virginie and Chanel have parted ways. You know, they gave a little bit of a positive note about her tenure at Chanel and that it was over. Of course, I was shocked when I heard the news because I thought to myself, well, hold on a minute. No artistic director quits 20 days before a major fashion show, especially if that fashion show is an haute couture fashion show. Haute couture, which is for Chanel the epitome, the highest level of quality and class. And I mean, for them, you do not lose your artistic director 20 days before the show. So obviously, people started speculating. Well, what happened? Did she quit? Was she fired? And of course, all the minions on TikTok and what have you, you know, we're all hoping that they're going to fall into the good graces of Chanel, the brand, by throwing major shade at Virginie Viard. I found that so in poor taste and really uneducated of those people. And I talk about this in depth in my prior videos, so I'm not going to re-digress on that, but just shame on you for throwing shade at Virginie, because that's not how you do it. You know, and then people say, but Dacob, you've been critical to her too. Why are you not defending her? There's a big difference between... So I've reviewed every single collection that Virginie Viard has done for Chanel on my channel. When I did not like certain styles or certain designs that, in my opinion, did not work, I voiced my opinion. I was not afraid of repercussions. Oh, I might not get invited to a show. Oh, the brand might not give me a freebie if I speak. No, you're coming to my channel if you want honest opinion, not a fake opinion because I am worried about still being in the good graces with brands. No. Honest opinion, always. That's why you come to the Fashion Bunker. So, when Virginie Viard did certain collections or styles or looks that I didn't particularly care for, I would say it. But when she did collections, styles, or looks that I adored, I also stated that. Very clearly, very humbly, and very honestly. Liking or disliking some of her collections for Chanel is one thing. But behaving the way many content creators have behaved towards Virginie Viard ever since her departure from Chanel, that's disgusting. They have been mocking her, making fun of her, calling her names. Really disgusting. You see, that's the difference. I am not here for that. And I'm really, really upset with these people. That's not what you should be doing. And we should be protecting Virginie instead of behaving like total baboons making fun of her. That's not the way to do this. And I'm here to tell you, beg her for forgiveness and beg your mother for forgiveness while you're at it. Shame on you. So as intel started leaking, we started sharing this intel. So the intel, now everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. And the intel has allegedly stated that she quit because she had had it officially with how her and her team and the heritage of Chanel allegedly has been treated. I have received some new intel about why she left. We're getting more specific the closer we're getting to the 25th of June. Isn't that interesting? Because on the 5th of June, she allegedly came to work around 8:30 a.m. I was told that she was happy, a little bit stressed because, it's very close to the Haute Couture show, but happy, in good spirits. 8:30, 9 a.m. Met with the atelier, with the ladies that work in the Haute Couture department, then allegedly went to her office. And then silence. At 11:30 a.m., she quits, she leaves. So something happened between, let's say, 9 or 9:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. that was so intense that made her leave. A lot of speculation. I'm kind of shocked that the major media outlets have not picked this story up and are not covering it, but oh well, that's why you got me. The latest news is this. I got some intel here. In my latest video, I spoke about night shifts. One of the reasons why apparently Virginie and some of the ladies working in the ateliers left and quit is because management, upper management, Lina Nair's name was dropped quite often, allegedly. Upper management said, well, start doing night shifts. My intel has specified and tightened the definition of night shifts, saying not night shifts all the time, but night shifts particularly now as the Haute Couture fashion show is coming close. So the last 20 days, start doing night shifts to get the business done, to get the collection done. And this did not go down well, especially with some of the ladies who are in their 60s and they've been working their whole life. You can't just ask a person to change their sleeping routines and sleeping patterns. Just, be awake all night. Let's do night shifts. Let's do sweatshop haute couture. Cha, that did not go down well. But the night shifts were limited to this period only. Now, allegedly. But honestly, though, I've been working in corporate environments as well. Once they tell you it's a one-off thing. Sure, it's a one-off thing. The second you accept it once, you know that management is going to come next time and say, you did it already, so do it again. Of course they're going to do that. Please, we've all been there. The lies they do tell, allegedly. Okay. Now, here's the other new intel that I got. So, allegedly, the atelier workers have just been hit with a huge NDA. Just now? So maybe Chanel is watching us after all in the fashion bunker. Why would you now, of all times, decide to hit your atelier workers with a non-disclosure agreement? For one, probably, this is just my speculation and just my opinion only, because people are not happy and information is leaking and management wants to control the narrative. So they want to make everybody shut up and not say a word because they need to do damage control. That's one of the reasons why you would hit your workers with an NDA, even though they've already been working for you for many years. Why do you now all of a sudden hit them with an NDA, but you didn't years ago? So there's that. There is gossip, allegedly, that phones will be locked up and bags will be randomly checked. But most people don't think it will actually happen. But that's kind of, rumor has it, in the corridors and the hallways of the ateliers. If this is true, I have no words, really. I mean, like they're treating you like, the S word. So now, in terms of the artificial intelligence that we've been talking about in the last live stream, that AI is going to start being, or there are voices that allegedly artificial intelligence will be implemented in haute couture. People have been asking, to which capacity? What does it mean you're going to do AI for haute couture? Is AI going to design for you? Well, so the intel says, no, what is being said about AI is being looked at as it specifically targets the couture sewing. So something that can be easily programmed into a machine and done. No more lace making or tying. Now this would be literally the opposite of haute couture, because haute couture, in order to be haute couture, every step of the way has to be done by hand. If you're going to start implementing AI to do even one step of the way of the haute couture process of manufacturing, can we even call it haute couture anymore? But it gets much worse. Just when you thought in the last video we made about Virginie Viard parting ways with Chanel, just when we thought that all the intel that has leaked so far was really terrible, it gets worse. Now, and honestly, how can it get any worse at this point? It can. Are you ready for this? Because when I read this, I kind of fainted and I barfed a little. Okay, are you ready for this? There is reason, and I quote, to believe that the powers that be requested another haute couture collection per year. So Chanel is doing 10 collections a year, 2 haute couture collections. And now they want 3 haute couture collections. Allegedly. Why? We get to the why. They want to try to offset lack of sales with more pieces. And couture shows bring in a lot of money. They don't need to produce as much, but make more money with haute couture. Oh, so they want a third haute couture collection because they want more money. Oh, Lena, you baconator. You baconator. Baconator. Rumor has it that Virginie said absolument non to a third haute couture collection a year. So this is maybe what happened on that fateful June 5th, 2024, Wednesday, possibly this is what might have allegedly happened. She went to her office, had some conversation with upper management. Hi, Lena. And maybe they told her, hey, let's step it up a notch. Let's do 3 collections. And she said, bye. Is it though? Or was there more that pushed her to the brink? Well, my intel says there's more. Allegedly. And hear this. Virginie said, allegedly, that already it's starting to be like a fast fashion company, that Chanel is already starting to look like a fast fashion company with 10 collections a year. So if this is true, then Virginie is not the one diluting Chanel. Like many people have been pointing their fingers at her saying, oh, you're making like, too many collections, it's all watered down. So if this intel is true, then Virginie is the one raising awareness about this, saying, hey, you guys, slow it down. We're starting to look like Zara. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. So when she allegedly said this to upper management, here's what upper management allegedly said back to her. And this is really the response to her was something to the effect of, well, maybe you should stop designing like a fast fashion house designer, and then we could sell more. Allegedly. If this is true, this is no way to talk to somebody who has worked for your company for almost like 40 years. If this is true. Just let that sink in for a second, because, so I have no words. So obviously this is all total speculation, okay? Now, and then my lovely intel goes on to explain how the haute couture works, how the seamstresses and the ladies that are specialized in specific departments of haute couture, how they are kind of loose agents. They are hired by a brand for one season, and when the collection is done, they are courted by other brands to come and work for them for a season as well. So they are loose agents in a way, right? So people are being courted, and apparently LVMH is trying to get the ladies from Chanel to come to them and work, for the Dior haute couture collection. Because LVMH, Louis Vuitton still doesn't have an official haute couture collection. They've tried to do like made-to-order pieces, atelier pieces, but they don't have an official presence during the haute couture fashion week like Dior does. Dior belongs to LVMH, just so that you understand. But Louis Vuitton also belongs to LVMH, but Louis Vuitton doesn't have officially haute couture, right? So if LVMH is trying to get the seamstresses or the haute couture ladies from Chanel to them, LVMH would want to hire them for Dior. And but here's the twist. Because now it's getting harder and harder, I guess, for the haute couture maisons to get the ladies in, right? They're trying to trick them in a way by giving them contracts to sign that have a non-competition clause activated in the contract. So a lot of these ladies are now kind of having to hire attorneys to look over the contracts. Everything has become so difficult, not organic, cramped, vicious, secretive. You're gonna have, okay, I'll hire you, but you gotta zip. You can't say anything. You're not allowed to have your private life. We've already seen this happening with employees that work on the sales floor. Not even at the level of the ateliers where the collections are being created and designed, where you have to, espionage, fashion, couture, espionage. It's a big thing. It's been around ever since fashion was around. So you got to keep it very tight and close, the environment where you're creating a collection. I understand that. But now, even the sales associates, who are literally the last wheel in this mechanism, even the sales associates are told, better if you don't have an Instagram account, while you're working for us. And if you do have an Instagram account while you're working for us, don't post anything about the brand. Try to post as minimal as possible. You are representing the brand. So also, if you're working for us 9 to 5, in your free time, you belong to us, even after you're done working in the boutique and you go home to your private life. Still, it is not seen well that you post about your private life, you see, because you belong to us. You understand, allegedly. So now imagine the level of ownership that these brands feel entitled to express over their workers, whether those workers be artistic director, atelier workers, designers, trickles all the way down to sales associates in the boutique working on the sales floor. They want to control everything. They want to control every step of the way, to the point where some of these brands have so overstepped their boundaries that they are now trying to also control us, the consumer. How? Well, we've seen what happens when you try to put hashtag Chanel on Instagram underneath your post in your caption. Most of the times, the posts that have Chanel lingo in them, as well as hashtag, they get taken down for copyright infringement. And these are photos that do not try to sell anything. They're just photographing the product that you have purchased with your hard-earned money from a Chanel boutique, and you're sharing it with the world, promoting Chanel, writing hashtag Chanel. Well, they don't like that, allegedly. You disgusting peasant. You don't even know how to take a photo. You're ruining our image by posting your disgusting photos with our hashtag. How dare you? But you can give us the money. You can buy the product, but don't you dare photograph it. You're terrible at taking photos. You're not good at representing the brand. But give us the money. But don't show anybody because you're embarrassing us. You are an embarrassment to our brand. So give us the money. But you know what? Actually, you know what? Just give us the money, but don't wear the product, okay? I mean, we're going to sell you the product, but just take it home and leave it in the wardrobe. Don't ever wear it out because you look terrible in it, okay? But just give us the money. But we're going to control what you do with the product once you've given us the money. And also, we're not going to allow you to sell it to anyone. It's embarrassing, really. You're ruining our brand image. How dare you, consumer, with your hard-earned money? How dare you think that you can post pictures of our product on your shabby Instagram account? This is how far the arrogance has come, allegedly. This is how far they have pushed it, allegedly. And you know what? Again, I'm going to say this again, and I'm the only one on social media saying this, and it is really so eye-opening for me to see other content creators talking about fashion not giving the proper attention and respect to this story that it deserves, and also the respect to Virginie Viard. And I'm going to say this again, and I've said this before, that woman is a true punk and a rebel, and she deserves all our respect. If it is true that she stood up to these baconators and said no and walked, that, to me, is a martyr. That's a modern-day fashion martyr. What Virginie Viard did, if it's true that she did what we think she did, then she is my hero. She is my modern-day fashion hero, okay? First world problems, I know. You wouldn't be watching this video if you cared about other stuff more than... You know what I'm saying? She is a modern-day fashion hero. And Virginie, seriously, I'm here to support you. I know you probably have your huge NDA agreement as well, and you can't talk, and you're also not into talking. You just want to have your peace. I totally get it. But if you are to ever start your own brand, or to work for another brand, I will be a customer. I will spend my money to buy your designs. I wish you would design for men as well. If you ever did, I'm here to support, to spend my money, and to promote. Because what you just did, respect. If you really did it. Allegedly. All my respect. Modern day Joan of Arc. You said it, I read it. Manti says she's my Madonna. I'm telling you, she has catapulted herself in my vision, in my eyes, to the levels of Vivienne Westwood. And just because Vivienne is no longer with us, and you know how much I respect her and how much she was a rebel and a punk, Virginie's the modern day version. We don't have anybody else like that on that level. So how dare you disrespect her? As a human, you can say I don't like her fashion. That's fine. But some of you have been disrespecting her on a human level. And that's where you cross the line. And it's even more sad that most of you don't even understand the difference between criticizing a style you don't like and then throwing a human being under the bus. And that you don't understand the difference between the two tells us all we need to know about you. And then some. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts and prayers down below. This has been the update as of now from my Intel. Thank you, Intel, so much. You know who you are. And as soon as I have new updates on this ongoing drama with Chanel falling apart, coming to an end possibly, maybe, the reign of the biggest empire in fashion history might just be coming to an end. And as soon as I have new details, you best believe I will be sharing them with you. So subscribe to my channel, push the notification bell to get notified every time a new video is uploaded so you never miss another episode of this ongoing telenovela. And until next time, subscribe, thumb up the video, and never give up on love. If you have any intel to share with me in secret, write me at superdacob@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much. Love you loads. Never give up on love. Jamie Road says, and the more anti-human they've exposed, as the less interesting the product is. Jamie Road, you said it, I read it. You said it, I read it. Hold on, you guys. Wait a minute. We just got new intel. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on here? Are you for real? Okay, okay. This is a Super Dacob exclusive. Thank you to my intel who just sent a message in. It's all alleged. Of course, it's all alleged, but hold on, you guys. My intel just got intel from Chanel, allegedly. Chanel is about to, and I'm reading here, and everything's alleged. So allegedly, Chanel is about to get busted for using sweatshops for ready-to-wear. My intel is getting prices for some of the, what? For some of the fabrics that were used for the cruise collection. Allegedly. Allegedly. Wait, when is this going to be? You guys, when is this going to go public? Like, when is this going to, I mean, so they're going to get busted by who? By the French or by the Brits? Because they're now stationed officially, you know, they're taxable in England. And England is no longer part of the EU. Isn't that fascinating? And let me tell you this, because I've had some wonderful commentators commenting underneath my videos about the Virginie situation in the past. And listen to this. I received a comment public comment underneath my video, underneath my Dior sells $57 bag for almost $3,000, luxury workers exploited video. Somebody says Germany introduced the Act on corporation due diligence responsibilities for the prevention of human rights violations in supply chains. Companies are held reliable for human rights violations concerning direct suppliers and indirect suppliers if the companies have knowledge of a violation. Europe is preparing the European version of the law, which will be even stricter than the German one. Companies will be held responsible for their whole supply chain. So they won't be able to say, oh, well, we paid this factory to produce the bags for us, but we did not know that the factory was doing, slavery work. No, now they're going to be responsible for that as well. Good. So when luxury brands move their facilities out of Europe to Great Britain, hi, Chanel, looking at ya. Well, how convenient, because, Great Britain doesn't follow the EU laws. No, the Tories want to keep it nice and milk the workers for whatever they're worth. Making people aware of what is going on is what forces companies to change. I love your channel. Your focus on the human rights aspects is so much needed these days. Making people aware of what is going on is what forces companies to change because they are afraid of their reputation, and as they should be. Hugs from Germany. Everything's alleged also in this comment. Now, you see, this is why it's so important to raise awareness about this. Exactly for this. The only way to get to these companies is if they are publicly shamed for what they're doing. Their reputation is important to them. If their reputation goes down the drain, then they start reacting. Otherwise, they don't care, right? So it's in their interest to silence people. The NDAs, sending you cease and desist letters, shutting you up like a bully would. A bully wants you to stay silent. But if you share what is going on and you raise awareness about it, then the human rights have a chance of really being human rights, protecting human beings, protecting the workers. Instead, corporations keep chipping at us, taking a little bit away from you. Every season, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more, until you have nothing left. Until you have nothing left and you're sitting there as a slave working day and night. You're like, wait, hold on a minute. How come I can't even earn enough money to buy a home? I've been working my whole life, can barely make ends meet, paying rent and paying food, and at the end of the month I already have nothing left. And here I am again, beginning of a new month, I have to go back to work. Another really interesting comment I got from somebody else on my Is Chanel About to Crack video. I've been working for Chanel as a fashion advisor, and I can tell you it's been the most toxic environment I've been in. For me, at least, it would not be too sad to see this brand collapse because the people who work for it are no good at all, allegedly. And then another person, this is an interesting comment, says on my Is Chanel About to Crack video, they have several people in mind to take over after Virginie. It was actually Viard that went to work and learned about the company about to fire her. Instead of waiting for that, she just walked out, and a couple of the couture ladies walked out with her, allegedly as well. It just gets more and more heated and more complicated. Oh my! Okay, we have another Super Dacob exclusive revealing the alleged locations of the alleged Chanel sweatshops I got goosebumps all over my body. Hold on, you guys. The alleged sweatshops are located in Bangladesh, and the Philippines, allegedly. Allegedly. With Love says, to be honest, if this is true, I am not shopping ready to wear with them anymore. I feel ripped off. I just went to the fashion boutique a couple of days ago. Their Cocoa Beach collection, I was looking at a pink vest, 80s cut, no sleeves. Thin nylon, you could see through it with a little interior kind of lining out of cotton that I feel like if I just move like this once, my shoulders are going to rip through it. $4,700 plus tax. It's insane. I mean, this is the end. Like, seriously. Like, D. Higginbotham says it explains the reduction of quality. It's Shein. Allegedly. Polly Hester says, I swear they need to shut down all luxury fashion brands. Yeah, it's just a joke. Really, it's such a scam, allegedly. Yeah. Amanda says, I saw super cute denim cut-off shorts, but like $3,000. I don't know what to say. This breaks my heart. Teresa says those poor workers are probably getting $1 to $2 an hour. Not even, if even. And the material quality has went way down. Chanel has become a greedy company, says Terry, allegedly. I'm just, this is so sad. This is so sad. And what about the workers that are still working in the ateliers? Well, I got intel on that as well. So I have just received more intel. The atelier workers that are still left working in the ateliers for the, haute couture show are now putting in, allegedly, their 2 weeks notice to leave the sinking ship before it has completely sunk. Allegedly. This is going to be a suspenseful couple of weeks. What a way to celebrate my birthday. Virginie initiated my birthday month by leaving, allegedly. And then we have all of these news coming in. And it's like building up to the haute couture show, which is on the 25th of June. And then, is Virginie Viard going to appear at the haute couture show? Is she not going to appear at the haute couture show? That's going to mean a lot as well. Silence speaks volumes. Absence of presence can speak volumes if you know how to read between the lines. And then it seems like everything is about to go up in flames, doesn't it? Chanel in turmoil. The Nectarine Man Kev says, Chanel up in flames. Yes. Love DIY. Chanel equals Titanic, baby. Darko Vinster says, if this is real, I'm disgusted beyond belief, and this will change many people's way of buying luxury products. Well, we've been trying to raise awareness about this since years, Darko. Since years. And I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but I've been made fun of so many times in the past because I was one of the first on luxury social media, YouTube, to start raising awareness. You know how many people came for me when 3 years ago I started talking about these topics when I was smelling the rat? And I was telling people, whoa, maybe we should slow down with how we are talking about these brands, praising them for all they're worth. or for all we're worth, something is a brewing. Something smells rotten to me. And then people came for me saying, oh, you're just talking shit now because you can't afford this stuff anymore. I'm like, really? Is this really what you think is going down? How poor can you be in your mind to think so limited? Now finally we're waking up. It only took me 3 years of being lynched by other people, other channels, other social media accounts. And now those accounts that were shitting on me 3 years ago, now they're reporting about the same news I'm reporting about. Natalie says, I wonder if this is since the new CEO or before that, before I'm guessing. And this is an interesting point that T-Pal made a couple of days ago in one of the comments. T-Pal said, and I agree, T-Pal said, well, we can't really blame Lena Nair fully for all of this because she's also been hired by men who own the company. Why would they look for her? Why would they look for an HR boss at a publicly owned company and ask her to start working for a fashion brand, not as an HR boss, but as a CEO? In other words, it would appear as though a lot of people think, well, they hired Lena Nair because they're gearing up to sell the company or to go public. Because Chanel is still to this day a privately owned company. But maybe, just maybe, Lena Nair is just a scapegoat utilized by the men that own the company. They're using her as a scapegoat, allegedly, to do what they want to do. But they don't want to get their hands dirty. They hired her to get her hands dirty for them. Could she have seen the writings on the wall when she accepted the job? Possibly. Maybe not, but possibly she did see the writings on the wall. Why would she then accept the job? Ego? If her ego got in the way, or if her ego got the best of her, then she's guilty as well. Then we can't fully say that she's innocent and she's just a scapegoat. But if a scapegoat is all Lena Nair was and is, still, I believe we cannot say that she's completely innocent either, allegedly. Vicky Hannigan says, that happens all the time, short-term management to take the hits. Right, but why would she leave 30 years of Unilever position, high-ranking position, just to be butchered after 2 years at Chanel? Not a clever decision. Think about it. Unless there's another plot twist coming up that we don't know of just yet. We don't know. I am blessed says exactly. She's there as the fall girl. She's a victim as well. However, she's perfect because the vibes that she gives are horrible. I am blessed said it. I just read it, so allegedly. JRDVD says it does reek of villainization, women pitting women against each other. Oh, Tina, I agree with you. Coco would have never wanted this. I agree. I agree. Gloria Ruthinos says she was promised something, allegedly. I wonder what that was. Apart from a lot of money. I wonder what that was. Amy says if she's as smart as she is, she knew. The level of exploitation. She must have done her homework. Not buying her innocence, says Amy. Carmen. D. Higginbotham says Coco is rolling over in her grave. Angie says maybe she's trying to make this her career. Professional scapegoat for big corp. It's a one and done fall, though. You can't repeat the same fake mistake twice, allegedly. You know what I mean? Yes, but no says, I imagine dear Lena thinking, it's perfectly manageable. Corey says, stock. I bet it's stock. Oh, Corey, interesting. So she was told we're going to go public. When we go public, we are going to give you a big chunk of our stock. That's a really, really, really good speculation. Yes, but no says again, imagine dear Lena thinks it's perfectly manageable. Well, in the latest interview I've seen with Lena, she did say in the interview that, she has had situations at work prior to Chanel where, the man would be so annoying and difficult to deal with. And she was the only woman in the room. And she keeps pushing that agenda. And she said there are many times when she had to go into the bathroom at work to cry. She says it in her interview. Just go watch they're on YouTube. They're free. You can see the interviews on YouTube. Gloria Atheno says she will get a golden parachute, but there was something else, I bet. What do you think, Gloria? What are you speculating? Maria says Chanel is enough to give an unglamorous woman like Lena Unilever too much ego bait to ignore the dangers of being a scapegoat. Oh, that is shady, but interesting. Sioban says golden parachute, LOL. Oh, loud. Pull the ripcord, baby. I am blessed says they probably promised her a couple of those peeling bags that people keep bringing back to the store. Nat says maybe options to buy more stock. Gloria says unless this is her last shot in Corp, and then she's out, retire, and do something. Oh, the good old equity trick, says Amanda. Kev says that stock's going to be worth nothing when the news about sweatshops leaks. Possibly. Siobhan says, yeah, poop on the stock probably. Nat says, now she made Virginie go to the bathroom to cry. I don't think Virginie went to the bathroom to cry. I don't think so. I think Virginie's a tough cookie. And I think she just had it and said, you know what, thank you. Good night. I think she was very, very classy and elegant in her exit. Pally says it's probably stock or a portion of the sale because her name would be ruined after this. She will probably retire after this. I mean, who knows, you guys? Allegedly everything, obviously. Corey says, oh, the stock will still be good because people don't care where stuff is made. I agree with you, Corey. The masses don't have the intellect nor the time really to think things through, do the analytics, analyze, like you do the research, who manufactures what. There's a lot of poverty and people can't afford expensive clothes. So you buy what you can afford, and you can afford the cheap clothes that are made in countries where working conditions are terrible and where people are literally enslaved to make those clothes that can then be sold for $2 and still make a profit. How do you think a pair of pants that is produced somewhere in Bangladesh, transported across the globe, paid import taxes to deliver to America, and then still ends up in a store costing you $2, and they still can make a profit off of that? How do you think that's possible? Let me know your thoughts down below. Good luck, Lena. Good luck, Chanel. Good luck, Virginie. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Subscribe, thumb up the video. Love you loads. Bye.